All right, let's try this again. Because apparently, I just found out now that there was no audio at my first attempt. So we're gonna try this again. And now that we know that there's audio for sure, good thing I caught that. That's what happens when you're a one-man production team and producer and what have you, and show host. But nonetheless, I guess let's get into this, folks. So, Assalamu alaikum, bienvenidos, and welcome to another episode of Theimpactplay. My name is Muhammad, otherwise known as Isyagu, and I'm your host and producer on the ones and twos and your one-stop shop for the news, discussions, and reviews around gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, esports, and music. We're also keen on uplifting voices and even highlighting their stories. Support keeps the lights running and keeps the content coming. You can learn more when you join us over on Discord, which will be on the about pages of this episode. If you're unable to join us on YouTube, it'll be on your favorite podcast platform and even on Spotify. So nonetheless, you can definitely get some access to some exclusive content, including an ad-free version of the show, a whole ton of content before everyone else, including this review cast and more. So we're also Epic partners. Every purchase you make within the Epic store will be directly Fortnite, Fall Guys, and more. With our Epic credit code, Theimpactplay, we do get a commission and a little bit of a kickback how supports in a brand new way. Whether you're buying V-Bucks, those Fall Guys tokens, or anything digitally, no matter the platform, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, PC, or Xbox. This episode of the Theimpactplay is also sponsored by Audible. However, we'll talk about that later. This is our review cast where we are reviewing the second episode of Secret Invasion. So, give it a listen and let us know your thoughts. Introducing its Team Impact, born in Atlanta and powered by the Theimpactplay. Learn more by visiting itsteamimpact.com. Once again, that is itsteamimpact.com. Its Team Impact and all of its affiliates are property and trademark of the Theimpactplay. All rights reserved. You can sign up for your free 30-day trial and immediately get access to 1 credit. If you have Amazon Prime, you get access to 2 credits, and it's good for any premium title. Simply go to audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Once again, that is audibletrial.com/Theimpactplay. Alrighty, folks, so it's time for our review cast of the second episode of Promises, which did air the 28th as this recording. So, I guess before we get into this, folks, this will be a time exclusive for our supporters, where supporters get this content and more first. You guys should become a supporter. Be sure to check the description of this episode. But nonetheless, I guess let's get into this, folks. So, like I said, it did air the 28th. I was just recording, but we learned more of Nick Fury's past and how this intertwines or in relation to the present. So we learned more of Nick Fury's past, of what's happening now, how is that all related, and essentially we pretty much learning the backstory of more characters, how they're growing with one another, how they're building on one another, and so on. But nonetheless, all in all, I'm going to give it a 3.5. No, I'm sorry, a 3 out of a 5-star rating on the Theimpactplay scale. We gave the first episode a 3.5. We're going to give this a 3. So, yeah, a 3 out of a 5-star rating on the... No, 3.5, right? 6, yeah, a 3.55 out of a 5-star rating on the Theimpactplay scale. I just confused myself, so just bear with me. But nonetheless, I finally was able to see James Brody in this episode because I guess he took more of a role in this second episode because I did not notice him in the first episode. I didn't even know he was there until I looked at the cast of the first episode. So I guess let's end this first part now before I get into the nitty-gritty details, which are not spoiler friendly. So I guess we'll get into part 2. You guys want to stick around and discuss the show our guest Jonas and discussing the show without fear of spoilers or what have you. If you guys haven't watched this episode as of yet, be sure to pause this now, come back to this, or should I say cycle back to this once you did watch the episode, and then we'll have more in-depth discussion. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. Alrighty, folks, so we are back for part 2 of our review cast of the second episode of Secret Invasion. So I guess let's get into this, folks, without further delay. So we know that what happened in the past with Nick Fury kind of intertwines with the present, and pretty much Earth is the battlefield. So Secret Invasion, we all know what's the meaning behind it. There's an invasion that's already on Earth, that's already happening. And we learn in the past that Nick Fury did, there was maybe about a dozen or so more, maybe about 20 Skrulls that did take refuge on Earth. Nick Fury was there when he was a lot younger, when he was still head of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he made him a promise. Work with me, stay with me, and hopefully I will help find you a new home to relocate you guys to. So they did lose their planet, which I forgot the name of it. I'm botching on it, but he is gonna find them a new world to relocate to, make a home out of, essentially. So fast forward to the present, where we learned that where Nick Fury was absent, where he did take a couple of years away off planet, and then so his number 2, which was a Skrull, kind of felt he had to take a leader of a role because Nick Fury wasn't there, because there were thousands, if not a million, of refugees. Not refugees, like Skrulls that wanted to take refuge. So he pretty much accepted them, and they're pretty much walking amongst ourselves, or should I say, in this fictional universe. But all in all, we later learned that the attack on the first episode took place in Moscow, where it kind of preempted that this is going to be the first of many attacks as well, because they pretty much want to get rid of humanity so they can make it into their own world, essentially. And we also learned that there is kind of a council of Skrulls, which that are in, higher roles, head of NATO, head of countries, and so on and so forth. But there's 2 questions that I'm curious about in regards to the council. If they impersonated actual leaders, or themselves kind of built themselves up into those roles. That's the 2 questions that I do have. Hopefully, I'll bring on someone from creative, or from behind the scenes of Secret Invasion, Marvel Studios Secret Invasion. So hopefully we'll get someone on. But nonetheless, let's get into the rest of the nitty gritty, or I should say my hot takes, my review of the second episode of Secret Invasion. So nonetheless, the good thing was I finally got a look at Rhodey. We saw Nick Fury in the past, and then we also saw that there was one Skrull that is kind of like their commander, their general, that's kind of leading this coup. But yeah, so I feel like what they're doing, because they kind of attacked Moscow, but the U.S. was blamed because Nick Fury was there, and Maria Hill, we know she was KIA, killed in action. And so Rhodey's the role that Rhodey took in this episode was I guess he's trying to fix everything that took place. But yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. But I guess it's not bad. But actually, what there was also there was one person on the council that didn't agree with having this particular scroll as their general captain or whatever. In regards to the coup, one that disagreed walked out and contacted Nick Fury's number two, which is a scroll as well. And then yeah, pretty much about that coup. But all in all, we actually learned later that he actually married one, and I don't know if he married her, I didn't know she was a scroll, or we know, or we're just assuming because he's Nick Fury, he's aware, because towards the end of the episode, we saw a scroll cook making dinner essentially, and we saw, and then that screen, that camera paved to Fury coming in. So two and two together, it was presumed that they were here, they were living together, but because he actually forgot his ring, she put that up. Oh, are you forgetting something? Oh, here you go. I'm sorry. But so, and then with before he came into view of her, she changed back into this woman. So this black woman that we're just assuming, but it's, I guess, I don't know how to say this, but is he aware or is not aware that she's a Skrull? He's married to one, so we'll find out as the show continues on. But it's definitely worth watching if you guys have already invested in Marvel Studios, Secret, anything Disney or what have you, like Star Wars or anything like that. This is definitely recommended, and yeah. And Maria Hill was literally by his side since, like, literally the beginning. Even when Hydra took over, she was still by his side. And then they just killed her off. I'm like, really? They killed her off as soon as Secret Invasion literally just began. I'm like, ugh. But yeah. And then yeah, literally. But that's about it. So I guess I hope you guys enjoyed our review cast of episode 2 of Secret Invasion. Of course, there's gonna be more as the show progresses. There will be a review cast following each and every episode of this season. So you could also catch the live recording of the Theimpactplay where we discuss the news, the top news stories regarding tech, entertainment, sports, esports, music, gaming, movies, TV shows, all that good stuff and details. You can catch us live over at twitch.tv/Theimpactplay, where we do live record the show, or you can catch the show later on youtube.com/Theimpactplay, as well as your favorite product platform. Also on our YouTube channel, there will be a slew of content for you there. There's a lot of esports tournaments going on now in regards to Overwatch, Rocket League, and so forth and so forth. Even pre-Evo, essentially. All those live streams are available on our YouTube channels. YouTube.com/Theimpactplay is where you want to get that content if you guys are interested. But nonetheless, I guess let us know your thoughts. If you have any questions for us, you have any feedback in regards to this episode or the show in general, you could definitely let us know by sending us some reader mail. Let us know your thoughts, your questions, any feedback that you have for us by sending us an email to readmail@theimpactplay.com, via Discord, by leaving a voice note over the anchor.fm/Theimpactplay, and even we are on Spotify. There'll be a question following each and every episode. If you guys are listening to us there about your questions, if you have any feedback for that particular episode, you can let us know there. Your feedback whether we played live or read live here on the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. Be sure to subscribe to our Twitch channel and hit the notification bell on YouTube as well, where you can get notified when we do upload content and when we do go live and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you. Have a great one. Leave us a review just rating your favorite platform, which will lead us, help us expand our community even more. Help us reach even more viewers, even more listeners worldwide, where we are literally global. And we're literally reached over 40 countries. Help us reach out even to more viewers who would like this type of content and definitely enjoyed the show. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one. And until next time, folks.